What's going on, Sideboard podcast family? This is your host, Caleb Williamson.
How's it going? It's Tim. What's up?
What's up, Tim?
Not
Our
too.
co-host.
Yep. How you doing?
I'm doing good, Tim. How are you?
Not too bad, man. It's been kind of a hectic start to the week, but doing pretty well. Got some exciting stuff going on and in the works for quite a few things, so excited.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah, it's been good. I feel like every week is kind of hectic because we usually record, close to Monday-ish, and then that's when the week starts, and so it's just kind of crazy, but it's good.
Yeah, it's not a bad week or start to the week at all.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, guys. Well, for today's podcast, we're gonna have a little bit different cast. We're just gonna talk about some updates for the channel, for the brand, and just some of our plans going into the future, just to keep you guys updated and get your thoughts down in the comments. If you have any thoughts or comments on anything we talk about today, feel free to either email us, message us personally, or through the Sideboard page. But yeah, we'd love to hear your thoughts on anything we talk about today. But without further ado, let's just get right into it.
Yes.
So we are, first of all, going to be doing a slight rebranding. Nothing major, just a slight change in our name. It's no longer going to be the Sideboard podcast because we've kind of expanded past just podcasting, and now we're making YouTube videos, and a couple of other things that we're going to talk about in a second here. But basically, we're just going to expand the name from Sideboard Podcast into Sideboard Gaming. And so with that, we're going to have a new logo coming up. So just keep an eye out. And yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah, I mean, I know we talked about it for a while. I think I might have brought that up once we started doing some of the extra videos, like with the speedy deck techs, and just wanting to do more than just podcasts. So we can kind of give more people what they're looking for, because the podcasts aren't for everyone. It's a different type of content than I think a lot of the Dragon Ball community is used to. And we just want to make sure we have stuff out that anybody can enjoy, and that was a big part of it, making sure we can encompass more of the Dragon Ball community, but also be able to branch out and do a little bit more things that are also just fun to us.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's really important, is that you're having fun creating the content that you make. That's probably number one. It should be why you're doing it. In addition, we are, like Tim said, just branching out a little bit. But I just wanted to reaffirm as well that we are going to keep doing the podcast weekly. It's something we both are pretty passionate about, and so we're going to keep doing the podcast. But we might change up the topics a little bit and have some more in-depth things when it comes to card games, because as a lot of you guys know, if you've met Tim and I in person, we go pretty in-depth when it comes to card games, from experience all the way up to things like deck building, talking about numbers, lines of play, those sorts of things. And so we just want to broaden it a little bit past Dragon Ball Super, so that way we can get more in depth with the fundamentals of card games.
Yeah, that, and a lot of people that are playing Dragon Ball have come from other card games. Neither one of us has a whole lot of Yu-Gi-Oh experience, and I know a large portion of the community comes from Yu-Gi-Oh, but there's also a large part of the community that has come from Magic or Pokemon, which are both games that you and I do have experience with.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think it'll be fun to get some of that content in as well, here and there, maybe not primarily, but sprinkle it in every now and then. Just kind of
Yeah,
get a variety.
who doesn't love watching a good, draft tournament or something like that, right?
I can't wait till Vintage Cube is back. It's so much fun, dude.
Maybe I was actually thinking the other day about trying to figure out how to make a Dragon Ball cube. I know almost nothing about cubes, but a Dragon Ball cube sounds like it'd be a fun idea.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's been talked about like a few times in the last couple years, just by different people in the community. I know I've seen a couple posts, literally a couple of them in the last few years.
Yeah, right.
I feel like it's kind of hard to build a cube for this game, just because there's so many things that like you have to play an engine for,
Right.
and like cubing is literally drafting with a whole bunch of variety of cards. It's not, I don't know. There's been sets in Dragon Ball that have been really good for draft and sealed, but there's also been sets that are very, very not good for that format or environment. And I think a large part of the not so good drafting and sealed has been from sets that are like extremely heavy on engines and their synergies. So like if you don't open or draft it and only get part of it, it's basically not playable, and now you just have really bad cards in your deck.
Right. Yeah.
It's kind of tricky. I think if we can find enough like generically good cards in every color, it's probably going to be relatively easy to build a cube. So maybe we'll look into that more.
Yeah. But anyways, so like backtracking a little bit and getting back towards our previous topic. So we are rebranding. Sideboard Gaming is going to be the new logo.
SBG,
baby. Salt, pepper, and garlic.
Yeah. Also,
with the spice.
If anyone has any cool ideas for logos, we're not set in stone. We have a pretty good idea of what we want to do with it. But if anyone has any cool ideas, if you do artwork or anything, send us a preview. Maybe, if it's something we like, maybe we'll just commission it from you.
Yeah, we are definitely looking for artists to help us with those kinds of things so we can expand and have more time to create content for you guys. But yeah, so moving forward onto our next topic, we are, we actually did it already, but we are launching a Patreon.
Yes, we kind of did it silently.
Yes.
There's a little bit of content up on it already. And that was just so like when we did announce it, it wasn't just like a blank page. There's not a whole lot on there at the moment, but we're going to be putting some more stuff up. Deck lists will be free. That's just going to be public to everyone. However, there's not going to be a whole lot of information with the deck list. It's basically just like a player profile deck list.
Yeah.
That way we can get more creativity out into the game.
Yeah. So before we get too far into like the tiers and that sort of thing, let's just talk about kind of why we decided to make a Patreon, what we're doing it for, and how it's going to help us grow.
Yeah.
So I'm going to speak for my side of it, and then you can say what you would like to say, Tim. But so personally, the reason why I wanted to start a Patreon with the Sideboard Gaming brand was because me and Tim both basically work full time. We make content on the side, and I'm not going where you think I'm going, where we're trying to go full time. At least not yet. I mean, that would be the dream, right?
Yeah,
but
eventually, hopefully.
We are just looking for ways that we can produce a different type of content for you guys. In the case of Patreon, it'll most likely, it's going to be, well, it not most likely, it already is articles that are in depth, mostly written by Tim. I'll also be contributing some stuff. I just haven't figured out, kind of my path that I've wanted to do yet, but as well as a couple of other things in addition to our normal content on YouTube, just so we can generate some extra revenue to put towards our Adobe softwares or our Podbean hosting costs and those sorts of things. So that way we can alleviate and generate more funds to make our content better for you guys, as well as you guys get stuff out of it. You get free, really in-depth, good articles, spicy deck lists, which are actually free, but like the play guide is the part you would subscribe for. And then further down in some of our other tiers, you'd get time each month to have a one-on-one session with one of us and test something out if you'd like, or even just discuss a deck or something like that. And so that's kind of my reason why I wanted to make the Patreon. Tim, do you want to talk a little bit about what kind of pushed you towards making one?
Yeah. So I know when I brought it up to you at first, you were a little bit hesitant, and
Yeah.
I think after we talked about it a bit, and I at least explained my side of things, it felt like you were a lot more on board and understanding. So with me, I work a lot. I work in sales, so it's very demanding, and with us doing content on the side, recording, editing, all of that, it takes a lot of extra time. And what I figured was having an outlet to do more written content, like deck list articles, even meta analysis. That way it doesn't kind of dry up our videos by just doing that kind of thing all the time. It allows us to have more diverse and unique content in our videos, and we can kind of leave the like analysis and articles and things like that to the Patreon. And again, deck lists are going to be totally free, but it is not going to have a whole lot of written information with it. But yeah, I kind of just felt like it would be cool to diversify how we're producing content. And also, with me personally, I actually like writing, and it takes me less time. So I figured, at least for me, it was something where I could get more content produced. That way it wasn't kind of like we were lagging or not putting out enough content for you guys or for what we really wanted to do.
Yeah.
So it just gives us a couple of different avenues and things we can do. And again, that comes back to what I mentioned earlier about just making sure that we can get out content that can hit everybody. Some people may not like the longer content like podcasts. Maybe they're not really into deck profiles, but they really like being able to read in-depth articles or analysis or things like that. And that gives us the opportunity to reach those of you who are like that. Because I'm definitely one of those people as well.
Yeah.
That's kind of where I was at.
Yeah. So, yeah, I agree. I think this is a good, it is a good direction we're moving. The fact that we have enough support from the community to support a channel as well as support and launch our Patreon. It's just, so great that we are able to be a part of that with you guys. And I'm just really excited to see where this goes as it grows.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's exciting. I've had a lot of ideas for little like vlog videos for patrons, so that way they can get like some random thoughts that I have going on in my head, and basically like an article but a vlog video, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of some thoughts I've had, just things like that, that I'm really excited to be able to produce for you guys.
Yeah. I mean, I think it'll be cool to diversify things a little bit more and kind of mix things up a bit. I think it'll be fun for us, and hopefully you all enjoy it as well.
Yeah. Before we move on to just kind of overviewing our Patreon setup, I do have one question for the listeners. If you guys would comment down below your opinion on this question, I'd greatly appreciate it. But as you guys know, we have been doing deck tech videos. I came up with the idea of the Speedy Deck Tech, and the whole concept is that as a YouTuber, I'm just going to be honest, people don't really like showing the full list in one picture because then people don't watch the video. And so usually you have people like Joey or other YouTubers where they will talk about a section of cards. They'll put the image for said cards in the frame. And then once they're done talking for 2 or 3 minutes on those cards, they'll go to the next set of cards until they're done with the whole deck list. I personally didn't really like that format because it meant I had to sit there for like 20 minutes to get the deck list, which kind of sounds hypocritical, but so that's what led me to create the Speedy Deck Tech idea, where it doesn't just show you a picture of the deck list, because we are going to be doing that anyways on the Patreon for free. But if you want to watch the video and support the YouTube channel, it is a very fast, usually like under 5 minutes version of the deck list. And it goes over every card and just a quick, like, here's what I play, here's why I play it. Just let me know. I just wanted to know your guys' thoughts on those. Do you like those? Are they kind of lame? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of also curious about that. I think aiming for like 3 to 5 minutes is good for people who like just want to see what's being played and get like little tidbits of, this card is important and why, or these couple cards are important for this specific thing, but not really going in depth on anything. Because a lot of times, I don't mind watching in-depth stuff just because I'm really analytical, but I know that a lot of people are not. So definitely let us know what, do you guys like the fast, speedy deck techs? Do you guys want more traditional deck profiles that are, anywhere between 10 to 18 or whatever minutes where we actually go in depth a little bit more? You guys like both? Just kind of let us know what you guys like, because ultimately we want to make sure you guys are enjoying our content as much as we enjoy making it.
Absolutely. Yep. Yeah. And so I think that's a good segue to move into our Patreon overview and just kind of what we're going to be doing, and just kind of being very transparent about the whole process of making the Patreon. Do you want to forefront that, Tim?
Yeah, let me pull it up real quick. I actually did not have it pulled up. I wasn't prepared for this part.
That's okay. I can I'll overview it for you. I have them pulled up on my phone right here. So currently we're gonna have 3 tiers for our Patreon. We figured that was a good number because 1 is too little and 5 is too many. Simple as that. So our first tier is called Made the List. These are all puns, I guess, off of our name, the Sideboard Gaming. If you made the list, then you're in the $2 per month tier. And with said tier, you will gain all of our articles and videos, including the like in-depth deck reports or guides, and then any general support. So if you guys wanted to message us on Patreon, we would message you back. Or if you message us on Facebook or anything like that, obviously we're going to message you anyways, but we'll just we obviously like keep a closer eye to our personal messages, and that's what that'll allow you to send us through Patreon.
Yeah, so like Caleb said, the initial tier, we put it at $2 mostly because of the percentage that Patreon takes. At a $1 tier, Patreon takes like somewhere around half. So it ends up only being, it was either 60 something cents or 30 something cents that it pays us out. So we bumped it up to $2 so that we at least, get close to having $1 come back. The next tier is our spicy tech. So that one's going to be $5 a month. That's going to include everything in the previous tier, as well as being linked and invited into our Discord,
Yes.
where we're definitely going to be more active now that we're launching this.
Yeah.
Maybe not while we're at work, but we'll have stuff going on in there. We'll make sure to have some people in there moderating and keeping things going. That way there's never a dull moment.
Yeah, and just as well to add on to that with the Discord, we haven't planned it yet, but we're most likely going to start running maybe some online tournaments or something like that. We'll have giveaways posted there and all that kind of stuff that goes along with us being sponsored. So
Yes,
keep an eye out for that. And
I already have a whole bunch of DBS rooms set up. So
yeah,
we're ready for you all.
yep.
Do you want to go over the last one, or do you want me to?
I'll go over it. So our last tier, which is kind of like, I don't know, it's in the name actually. So the tier is called Main Board Worthy, and so the reason we decided that name, one, because it's a pun off of the Sideboard the podcast, also going to be known as Sideboard Gaming. Two, we just wanted to really, give the people that donated it's a $10 a month tier, donated their hard-earned money, because we know how hard it is to make money these days, and give you a lot of cool stuff that we can offer you, basically as much as we can for your monthly patronage. And so what that tier is going to include is early access to a lot of our videos, our podcasts, our articles, that sort of thing. You'll be invited to the Discord, as the previous tier was. You will, like I said, have all the articles and videos unlocked, and then during each of our videos and our podcasts and stuff, we're going to do a patron shout out. We will shout you out on each episode and make sure to get your name out there. And then also the coolest thing, I think, is that you'll have a monthly one-on-one session with either Tim or myself for 30 minutes. And during said session, you can either, we can play test, we can talk about a deck, we can help you with your sideboard, pretty much anything you want to do. And yeah, that's our $10 tier. If anyone subscribes at that level, they're going to be super awesome.
Yeah, and something I also want to mention is that no matter what you do, we just greatly appreciate all of your support. I think a lot of people think about making content but don't know where to start or what to do or really what all goes into it. And that's kind of where we were. back like, what has it been, like 8 months or so? 'Cause I think we started in June or July.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we were there. But it does take a lot of work, and it takes a lot of time, especially starting from scratch. You know, you have to learn a lot of skills that you previously didn't have, and
Right.
you are also at the mercy of technology, which doesn't always work. Like my camera cutting out in the middle of one of our episodes. That was fun.
Hot. That was hot.
Yeah, that was a fun time, you know. But no matter how you support, we just greatly appreciate it. I want to make sure that everyone watching or listening knows that we do appreciate you. And, you know, maybe you're not able to subscribe to Patreon, but supporting us in whatever way you can, even if that's just sharing our posts or videos, or anything like that, you know, tagging us, however you can support, we greatly appreciate it.
Absolutely. Yeah. Just we appreciate everything you guys do. We like so just like a little like backstory, right? Just kind of how we came about. We like Tim said, we started like 8 months ago, back in like June or something like that, and I had been writing articles for Shenron's Lair for a little while. I'm on the team, also, or now known as Crossworld TCG. Tim had been playing for a while. He played, and then you left, and then you came back for a while.
Yeah, I mean, it's not super important. I played for like a few weeks when set 4 came out, and then didn't anymore, and then I came back like the week before set 6 pre-release.
Yeah.
And I've been here ever since.
Yep. So 6 whole sets.
That's crazy.
Well, 6 full like the main sets.
Yeah, 6 main sets.
Yeah.
Man,
anyway,
has the game changed.
So Tim was like kind of casual at the beginning, but then quickly moved into competitive because of his background in Magic. You know, he wanted to play the best decks, and when we were going to big events, I think the first one we kind of tag teamed was like Celebrations.
Yes.
And then from there, it just kind of like took off on competitive events where we were going to all the ones we could. We were both doing pretty well. And then right before COVID hit, we had COP. And then I remember it was kind of funny because round 2, after round 2, we were both undefeated. Going into round 3, we get paired up next to each other. So we're just like sitting side by side. It was pretty cool.
Table 2 and 3 or 3 and 4?
Yeah, it was 2 and 3. Yeah, it was sick.
That was a wild round.
It was. I'm sure people have heard the story many times, but it was awesome. But yeah, so then COVID hit, and we were both kind of like, we have a bunch of free time now because we're laid off, and so we want to create a podcast or something. And then this all came about, and hey, we're still here 8 months later, so that goes for something, right?
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, it's been really hard for us to play competitively in being in California because everything is still shut down, outside of like a couple towns that you know, there's a few random shops throughout the state that have been able to get like 1-day permits to be open, but they have to follow very strict guidelines. But outside of that, it's been really tough to play being in California. And again, with, you know, how much we both work, it's not really possible for us to do any of the online or webcam events.
Right. Yeah.
This is, you know, like Caleb said, just kind of a way for us to keep doing something and keep the competitive mindset going, even though we're not able to compete.
Right. And that's kind of why we're going, some of our discussions aren't as like meta relevant, I would say. Like we're not giving, tournament results podcast or that sort of a thing. And we've had some viewers ask kind of why, like, shouldn't you be like playing? That way people know that your content is up to snuff. But we just wanted to let you guys know that it's actually pretty difficult to play right now for the both of us, but we do plan on playing pretty soon here, I would say. But we do keep up with all the current meta. I'm on the Crossworld TCG. We have tons of players playing. That means that my information outlet or my information inflow is pretty accurate, I would say.
And you and I spend a good chunk of time brewing also. In fact, I was actually helping work on stuff with Marcus for Miami while I was at work today.
Yeah, we're always in our chats and things like that.
So rest assured, everyone, we
actually,
do know what we're talking about. It's just
I was actually going to say
we not fun to just cover tournament results every week.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think it's the same thing over and over again. Dark Broly slapping around some fools, launch being spicy.
Red Broly getting locked out is the new thing apparently.
Yeah, Red Broly doesn't get to play the game anymore because everyone plays Mechikabura. But anyways, I was just gonna say we do play test weekly on Thursdays.
We do
at my house.
Yes. So. Speaking of which, there's gonna be some spice coming this week.
All right.
I usually play real decks when I come to this, but we're gonna have a little bit of fun this week.
You say spice because we're eating Asian food? Is that why? Because it's gonna be spicy?
No. I'm bringing the twins.
Wait,
the twins are coming.
The twins? Who are the twins?
17 and 18.
They're not twins.
That's what the deck is, dude.
Okay, whatever. They're not twins, though.
Droids, twins, whatever. They basically are. We're bringing the twins.
They're like,
the list is actually kind of lit. I'll show you it after because I don't think I showed it to you.
All right, well,
just getting prepared for the return of multicolor stuff. I'm excited.
I'm excited, dude.
I liked multicolor stuff. That was fun.
I love that format because it's like, I don't know, I like Magic and everything in Magic's multicolor or bust. And
so like the funny thing is, I really enjoyed playing multicolor stuff, but like for the majority of, I guess it was the end of the multicolor format, I just played a black aggro deck.
I mean, because what have you played since then?
Killed people on turn 2.
You've played black aggro or
they
blue
keep
control.
making it good.
That's all you play.
That's not true. I play Toa now, kind of, a little bit. Toa's actually really fun. I think we might have cracked Toa, honestly.
Yeah, there's a few more techs that I've been thinking about, but yeah, we're getting close.
I don't know. We might put that one on the Patreon.
Okay, hot take real quick. Not a hot take, but a hot story. So the other day in our Crossworlds chat, right, we're talking and Marcus is talking about something and he's like, guys, I need to figure out the most broken way to play a turn 4 play on turn 3, right? Like ramp or whatever, right? And I'm like, but Marcus, the turn 4 play he was talking about was the 4-drop Boo into like one of the targets it can get, one of the Xeno cards.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, sick. So just play Toa because you can already do that on turn 3.
Oh, Marcus.
He's like, wait, but no, I want to play this other deck. And I was like, but you can literally play all of that in Toa and just do it better.
Yeah, I mean, at face value, the ultimate Toa deck, it's playable. It's not bad, but you can do so many things with that deck. It's honestly kind of insane. I hope we keep getting Xeno support throughout sets.
Just all I need is boo targets. That's all I need. 1 card per set, 1 boo target,
and more boos for me.
Whatever.
One day I will have a collection of every single Majin Buu card in foil.
Hot.
It'll be a shrine.
A shrine to Majin Buu. You just need to get like one of those statues, one of those figures.
Oh, if there was like a giant, you know, like the giant Funko Pops that are like over a foot tall.
Yeah, I'm sure there's some cool figures for Majin Buu, bro.
I just want a gigantic fat Buu, like statue.
It'd be fun if he was a piggy bank.
Yeah, the only one we don't want, we don't want the Dragon Ball Super Buu.
What do you mean?
The one that's like ultra creepy looking when he's like training with Hercule or whatever. When you first see him.
Oh yeah.
Suave Buu is what I like to call him. We don't want that. That's just weird, man.
Whatever.
It's Fat Buu or Kid Buu. Nothing else.
Whatever. Okay, so I think that kind of wraps up today. We have some bookkeeping to do, but before we do that, do you have any other topics you want to talk about, Tim? It was kind of a channel update / community discussion for the listeners today. Do you have anything else that you want to cover before we close out?
Honestly, not really. I think we went over pretty much everything we had for today. Yeah, I mean, just support us however you guys are comfortable and however you can. Even if it is literally just commenting, subscribing, sharing, we do still appreciate that. But like we said earlier, especially with the deck videos, or if you have ideas for other type of content you might, enjoy us doing, let us know. It's always good to get fresh opinions, and maybe it's something we just never thought of before.
Yeah, absolutely. So before we close out, we have a little bit of bookkeeping to go over. So let's just take care of that. If you guys are looking for any TCG Player singles, sealed product on there, sleeves, for any game that they support, you use our affiliate link down below. They track each of your purchases that you make with that link, and they just send us a little kickback each time that you buy something. And it helps us to, just like the Patreon is going to, keep everything going and expand, because everything that we get from you guys is going to go back into the channel to make it better for you guys. And so it's basically just an investment. But yeah, in addition, we have our sponsor, Madtown Gaming. Their website is Madtown TCG, so search that on Google and support them, because they support us and we appreciate everything they do for us. So go on and check them out. And then lastly, linked down below is our merch store, which has some cool cups with our logo on it, and some cool hoodies and t-shirts and that sort of apparel. So if you'd like to rep our brand, go check that out and buy some shirts.
Yeah, get some stuff while it's still a Sideboard podcast. You'll have some legacy merch before things get changed.
It's called First Edition.
Everybody loves First Edition. Maybe I'll make a designer, or see if John wants to do one or something. I'm sure he's going to hear this at the end. Make something cool with first edition on it. I think that'd be pretty sweet. We'll put the Sideboard podcast logo on it as
We'll do it.
probably one of the
limited
last.
run.
Yeah, we'll do a limited run, first edition. You heard it here.
Alrighty, guys. This is the Sideboard podcast. Checking out.
See ya.